Hi guys, welcome to McKola TV. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all well. This is MUFC Transfer Talk number 6. It's the 6th episode of the transfer window. I say the transfer window. The window hasn't even opened yet, but we've got plenty to talk about. We've had plenty to talk about already so far since the season ended. We had the Willy Won't He Antoine Griezmann move, which seems to be dead in the water now. We're not going to talk about that any more this summer, but we do have some news coming today through in terms of a deal that we've spoken about quite a lot on this MUFC Transfer Talk videos. We've spoken about Morata to Manchester United quite a lot, and that's going to be coming up for you later on today. But the main story tonight is that Zlatan is set to be released by Manchester United. It will come official tomorrow. I think when United release the players that are being kept on and released and so on and so forth, and the players that will be available on free transfers. But Zlatan Ibrahimovic is believed to be one of those. It's coming through on Sky Sports. I'll read a little bit of the story out for you. But while I get the story up for myself, guys, thank you for joining us. I can see James, Rajasthan, Abdullah, Mo, Nazboy, Official Alex. Guys, thank you all for joining me today. We've got over 100 people in here live at the moment. Robert Bradley's here as well. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And of course, get stuck into all the debate. It's going to be quite open today because we've only got Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Morata to talk about. That's the only new news that we do have today. So I'm going to be speaking about those two, and then you guys can get your questions in for me. And of course, I'll be asking you guys a few questions as well. But I have got that Sky Sports story up now. And the Sky Sports story says United are unlikely to offer Zlatan Ibrahimovic a contract extension. According to Sky sources, United have the option of a 12-month extension to Ibrahimovic's one-year deal, which is up at the end of this month. So it expires at the end of June. And United are unlikely to extend that. It looks like we're not going to extend it. And you know what? I agree with Manchester United in this circumstances. I absolutely agree with the decision not to extend his contract, because you're not going to extend a player's contract that is A, on very, very big money, and B, is going to be injured for the majority of the season. It's unlikely that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to be fit throughout for the rest of this year, fully fit. So to splash out a lot of money in wages on a player like that would be ludicrous for Manchester United. Now, I know we have players on big wages anyway, but to do that would be crazy. So I could totally understand Manchester United's decision to get rid of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. What do you guys think? Deal or no deal for Zlatan Ibrahimovic? Get your comments in below. Should Manchester United renew his contract? Should Manchester United let him go, as it seems likely? I have been speaking about Zlatan Ibrahimovic as if he will leave the club, because I get that feeling. It doesn't make sense to extend his contract. There is one flip of the coin, one side of the coin, where a lot of you could say that, look, we could keep Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and then November, December, if he comes back, when he comes back, we've got an extra player, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, with that experience, with that winning mentality, to come back into the squad when in a point of the season where we're fighting on 3 or 4 fronts. So there is a reason to keep Zlatan. Nabil says keep Zlatan. I could totally understand that point of view, but I totally agree with Manchester United's decision. Abdullah says no deal. Simon says no deal. Ronak says we should let him go. And I totally agree with those guys that are saying it. I can understand there being no deal. Nazboy says no deal, but he does put some emojis at the end, which makes it seem like he is upset by it. And I will be upset by it as well to see Zlatan Ibrahimovic leave. It's been an honour to see him play for Manchester United over the last year. Look, I know I've had my odd moan about him missing opportunities left, right and centre, but in the main, 90% of the time, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has been a breath of fresh air at Old Trafford. He's come in, he's raised the levels, he's raised the winning mentality, he's helped us win 2 trophies, the Europa League, and of course he was epic in the EFL Cup final. He won that single-handedly. So he has had a great time at Old Trafford, and it's nice to have seen him be a success in England, despite him being a little bit older than we expected him to come to the Premier League. Now, he came to the Premier League at a big age, when people were saying he was playing against farmers and all that in France. But he came here and he bagged 28 goals, and he would have got over 30 goals if he didn't get injured. Not many players get 30 goals for Manchester United. I think it's only happened 13 or 14 times in United's history where a player has notched over 30 goals. And Zlatan was very close to doing that. And as I said, if he didn't pick up that injury, he would have definitely hit 30 plus goals. But I do understand Manchester United's decision to potentially let him go and let him leave the club. Sumo Fish, how you doing? Welcome back to Adam McKola TV. Nice of you to join us again. Kaushik, how are you doing? He had a great time, great year. Time to move on to the next striker, says Druz. Hi Adam, great show. Comments are moving very quickly at the moment. Alex says Morata followed loads of Man United players on Instagram today. I did see that as well. We get something like that every single transfer window, don't we? And moving on to somebody that could potentially replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic as Manchester United's number 9. It is that guy, Alvaro Morata. Now, in the last 24 hours, obviously we heard yesterday, Sky Sports News were reporting that United, despite having a bid rejected in the past, were going ahead with negotiations with Real Madrid for Alvaro Morata. And the Guardian are reporting today that the Real Madrid striker was the primary target for Jose Mourinho. And United are set to increase their offer to £60 million. And that's a lot of money. £60 million for a player. Of course, it's a lot of money. Like I said yesterday, though, as well, that Paul Pogba deal is going to look cheaper as the summer goes on. Alvaro Morata for £60 million, 24 years old, can score goals. He's different to the strikers that we have at the moment. He's not a number 9 like Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but he isn't like Rashford or Martial either. He's got a good touch on him. He's good with his back to goal. He can pass, he can move, but he's also a poacher as well, and he can get goals. Jose Mourinho has worked with him in the past. Paul Pogba has played with him in the past as well and linked up with him well in the past too. So there's many reasons why this move could work at Manchester United. A young player coming into the side, he fits in with the ethos of the team already. So I could see why the move is a good move for Manchester United, and I'm sure a young Spanish striker who will continue to grow and continue to improve as a player will sell shirts and do all that commercial stuff that the club will want him to do as well. Sumo Fish says 60 million. No. And I agree, it's a hell of a lot of money, but I've gone beyond being surprised by transfer fees now. £60 million for a striker who gets goals and is 24 years of age. He's proven at Real Madrid. He gets goals at Real Madrid. He's just not number 1 in the pecking order. Hard to be number 1 in the pecking order when you got Ronaldo and Benzema ahead of you. But he does get his fair share of goals for them. 20 goals last season as well. So to me, it's a player that's in form, can only get better, and he fits in with the current ethos of the club as well. So it makes sense to sign him. I'm not against signing him. I'm not overly excited by the signing, but I'm sure he'll come in and do a job. All of Jose Mourinho's signings so far have done that. What do you guys think to Alvaro Morata replacing Zlatan Ibrahimovic? As I said, the Guardian are reporting that Manchester United are set to increase their offer to £60 million. And these are regular reports now coming from various different sources. Sky Sports saying United are confident and are continuing negotiations for Alvaro Morata. Other clubs falling out of the chasing for Alvaro Morata. Alvaro Morata's father coming out and saying Manchester United are the only team in for him. So there's a lot of things pointing to this move happening. WWE fan says no deal on the £60 million. I agree, it's a lot of money. But what are the other options? It looks like Romelu Lukaku is heading to Chelsea. Were United even in for him? I'm not too sure. Possibly. I'd be for Lukaku coming to United, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Antoine Griezmann, that's not happening anymore, and he's not a number 9 anyway. We needed to sign a number 9 this summer. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say Griezmann, are going to say other strikers. Simon saying, what do I think of Diego Costa? Now, Diego Costa is apparently fell out of favour at at Chelsea, and Antonio Conte has apparently texted him saying you're no longer wanted, which is a great way to be let go of at a club where you've just won the league for them. But anyway, moving on from that, imagine if that was Jose Mourinho, by the way, releasing players or letting go players via text after they've just helped him win the league. There'd be a whole shitstorm going on in the press. But anyway, Chelsea have apparently texted him saying that he's not wanted at at Chelsea anymore. which has heightened rumours of him leaving the club. He's saying that he's told the club what the manager has said, and he will now act upon it. He may seek a move, but do I see him coming to Manchester United? No chance. When Jose Mourinho was at Chelsea, it was believed that Diego Costa was one of the reasons, was one of the influences behind the scenes that were forcing him out. Poram says, stop saying Costa. We don't need that twat. Mate, I'm just answering the questions that are asked in here. Ask some questions and I'll answer them. Rather have Morata, says Alex Garza, and I do agree with that as well. Rooney is next, Adam, says Shane, and I do agree as well. I think Wayne Rooney will be the next one out of the door after Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and that shows you why we do need to improve in this squad so much in an attacking sense. Yes, we've got Marshall, Rashford, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Lingard, etc. But we need to add more quality to that as well. We're going to be in the Champions League next season. We're going to be hopefully challenging for the Premier League title. So we need to add more to the mix. And I'm sure Jose Mourinho will do that. Callum's doing his exams right now and he's watching us live. Thank you very much for watching us. I'm guessing you mean you're revising for your exams and you're not in the middle of an exam with your phone out watching YouTube. But if you are, fair fucks to you, mate. Is James Rodriguez coming? Says Sumilov. I don't think James Rodriguez will end up at Manchester United. Morata has been talking today about how James Rodriguez and he could be at the same club next season, whether that's United, Real Madrid. It would seem more likely to be Real Madrid because I don't think we'd sign both of them. If we get one, I don't think we'll get the other. But James Rodriguez, to me, it seems like the Spanish press and Real Madrid are trying to force that one a little bit. United don't seem to have any interest. James Rodriguez doesn't seem to me to be a Jose Mourinho signing. So to see that happening, I don't see James Rodriguez signing for Man United. I like him, to be honest, but I don't see it happening. Drew says he's not bothered by transfer fees. I'm not bothered by transfer fees too much as well. I will comment on whether I think a transfer fee is too much for a certain player. Of course, we will all have them comments, he's not worth 50 mil, he's not worth this, he's not worth that. But ultimately, nothing surprises me. And I'm not really asked if we spend over the odds on a player. Obviously, if it was going to bankrupt us, I would be. But it's not going to be. And it's money that would be sat in the Glazers' pockets. And I'd rather it not be that way. We've got 100 likes on the stream at the moment. We've got 340 people, over 340 people in here at the moment. So guys, make sure you keep hitting that like button. Make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're so close to 32,000 subscribers at the moment. We're 53 away. Can we hit 32,000 while I'm live on air today? Let's see if we can hit that. But guys, hit the like button on the stream as well if you are already subscribed. It doesn't take you long. It doesn't stop the stream. You hit the like button. Happy days for me. Happy days for you. Happy days for all of us. I'm still very upset about the Griezmann deal, says Kartik. I agree with you, mate. I am as well, but we have to move on. We've moved on from better players leaving the club, and Griezmann wasn't at Manchester United, so we haven't really lost anything, have we? Although I was one of those that was thinking, oh, this move is definitely going to happen. Moment is in the house. Thank you for the comment, mate. Oi, Adam. That guy Timbo's in the comments as well. That guy Timbo. I'm loving your username, mate. We've got over 350 people in here at the moment. Thank you all for joining us, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Our transfer game has been so stagnant, says Kartik again. I'm not too worried about the lack of activity at the moment. I believe United will be working behind the scenes to try and get signings done. But of course, I do want to see them happen sooner rather than later. Am I going to the States, says Drews? I'm not 100% sure at the moment, but I am going to look into it. I definitely want to get over there for at least one game. I'm going to see if the full-time Devils guys want to head out there as well. Who do you see coming to Manchester United, says Tushar? Morata seems like something that's growing. There's a lot of smoke at the moment, so surely there's going to be a little bit of a fire, and we may sign Morata. It looks like Rooney and Zlatan are going to leave, so will we sign another attacking midfielder? That will be interesting to see. Or will we sign someone like Perisic that can occupy various positions on the pitch and then fill in a squad position as well? I think we need to get a central midfielder and a defender as well, either someone that can play at centre half and fullback, or someone that can play at centre back. So those are the areas we need to improve on. If David De Gea stays, I'm happy with that, and we don't need to sign a goalkeeper. Even if David De Gea leaves, do we need to sign a goalkeeper? I'm not too sure. While I'm talking about David De Gea, Moment comes in with the question, do I think David De Gea will stay? Now, if you missed yesterday's stream, you can, of course, go and watch that a little bit later on today after this stream has finished. But the rumours coming out of Spain yesterday was that Real Madrid didn't want to pursue a move for David De Gea. Now, I could totally see that being true. Goalkeeper isn't top of their priority for signings. You hear that they want to sign Eden Hazard. You hear that they want to sign Kylian Mbappe, etc. And I'd imagine they'd want to get those players before signing another goalkeeper, particularly with the way Keylor Navas has been playing for them. He's been doing very well. It's a team that's won La Liga, won back-to-back Champions League. Do they really need to improve that much? So I can see a reason why Real Madrid would be hesitant to spend a lot of money on a goalkeeper. Manchester United should be demanding a lot of money for a goalkeeper. This is the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. He's only going to get better. He's got plenty of years ahead of him, touch wood, if he doesn't get injured. And he's not really forcing a move. Look, I know ideally David De Gea would probably want to be in Spain, but he's not forcing a move. So I'm not going to say United need to accept any offer. You hear about 65, 66 million pounds being the offer that will get him to Real Madrid. No, thank you. That's far too cheap for David De Gea. Yes, it's a world record transfer fee, but it needs to be way, way more than that. We're edging towards 400 live viewers now and 200 likes, so make sure you get liking and get sharing as well, guys. Thank you for the guys that have liked and tuned in as well. If you missed us live, then where the hell were you? Make sure you hit the subscribe and notifications button so you get the notifications when we do go live. I'm not airing you Islamic reminders. I promise I'm not airing you. I am here. De Gea is 10, I'm not sure what number that is. It might be 100 million times better than Neuer, says Abdullah. I don't know about that, but I think he is better. Is Lindelof good enough? Says, who said that? Oh, sorry, I got your question. So you did say you were blanking me. You've been asking that question for a while. I saw it eventually. See, guys, I don't ignore your questions. I simply just don't see them. There's so many comments flashing up in front of my face at the moment that I don't catch every single comment. Do I think Lindelof's good enough? Personally, I haven't seen enough of him to make a decision on that. But I trust Jose's judgment. I hadn't seen much of Eric Bailly before he signed, and he turned out to be mint. Ron, I am not blanking you. Riley asks, have I voted? I have voted. I voted earlier on today, and I just not long dropped my brother to the polling booth as well. I'm looking forward to the results coming out, but I don't think there'll be the result that I want. I voted Labour, but I don't think it will happen. But I think it'll be a lot closer than those Tories expected. But unfortunately, yeah, social media makes you think Labour are going to win. But there's so much more people that aren't on social media. Older people, people out in the sticks, people that genuinely just don't realise what damage they're doing to our NHS and our social services and etc. And they will vote for them. And I do think they will get it. I think if there was a little bit more time though, Labour would have had a bit more of a chance. And Jeremy Corbyn, my guy, would have came through. But whatever happens, I'm glad Corbyn has had this campaign because he's proven to be an absolute don. De Gea, number one in the world, says Rizwan. As we get away from the politics, we're closing in on 500 now. We're heading over 400 live viewers at the moment. Can we get over 550, which would be a record on Adam McKola TV? We've got about 10-15 minutes left of the stream to find out. We need some midfielders, Adam, says Shane. How many midfielders do you think we need to sign? How many midfielders do you think we need to sign? I don't think we need to sign a whole host of midfielders. I'd like to see Timothy Fosu-Mensah getting more opportunities this season. We've also got Marouane Fellaini is still going to be around. Paul Pogba, Ander Herrera, they're still going to be around at the club. Michael Carrick's still here. So I don't think we need to sign one or two or three players. I think one will do in that central midfield area. That fax machine has saved us millions, says Manny Plays. Hopefully we have some more fax machines malfunctions this summer. And, of course, we don't sell David De Gea. I do not want to sell David De Gea. Lacazette says King Ibrahim. I like him, but I don't see him coming to Man United. I'm just being honest there. Guled seems to be obsessed by talking about my girlfriend. I'm not sure why. Relax a little bit. Do we have the quality to win the Super Cups? Is saying on any given day, United can beat any team. A team led by Jose Mourinho, a team with the players that we have in there, they can beat any team on any given day. Now, obviously, Real Madrid are better than us. We have to improve this transfer window. The Super Cup's a one-off game, so of course we can win that match. Of course we can. But it's not a guarantee we are, because obviously Real Madrid are better than us. They've just won back-to-back Champions Leagues, for God's sake. We're closing in on 200 likes as well. Get smashing that like button. Hernandez says Angus of Mangus. I love that name. I got a little bit pissed off with Chicharito towards the end of his Manchester United days. I did get a little bit ticked off with him because I thought, Chicharito, what is the need for all this social media bitching that you're doing? I nicknamed him Bitcharito. He did get on my tits towards the end of his days. But David Moyes did fuck up a whole lot at Manchester United. And I can totally understand why a lot of players were pissed off. So I can understand a little bit, but I'm still disappointed with him. Is he a goal scorer? Yes. Would he have scored goals for Manchester United last season? Yes, he would have got bags and bags of goals. Of course he would have. Would I welcome him back at the club? Yes, he's a good player. I don't think he should be starting games week in, week out for a team like Man United. I don't think his passing or his first touch are good enough. But as a finisher, off the bench, is an absolute quality player. And yeah, I would take him back at Manchester United. But I don't think he'd be a starting 11 material. I'd rather play Rashford ahead of him. James Rodriguez or Morata says Ron. I like James Rodriguez more, but I think Alvaro Morata would work better in this team, if you get my answer. Like me personally, I like watching James Rodriguez more than I do Morata. I think some of the things he does is absolutely crazy. But I think in terms of fitting in with the squad, fitting in with the players that we already have, I think Alvaro Morata would be a better signing. But having said that, James Rodriguez would definitely improve our team. He's a fantastic player. Sohail, how you doing, mate? I ain't blanking you. Fox in the box says Paul Mella. He was a fox in the box. I think you're talking about Chicharito. John Paul says he loves United. Lukaku, Morata, and why? Out of the two, I'd say Lukaku, because he's already proven in the Premier League. But he's going to Chelsea. And Alvaro Morata isn't a bad alternative. Like, people get really wound up when United or some other teams don't get their first choice players. It isn't that much of a big deal. Of course, United are going to make signings to improve. You like to get your first choice in every single position. But Jose Mourinho, he's going to have plans if players don't sign. Nearly 450 now, guys. 450 is getting close. Watching now live, 450 fucking legends. I love you all. Make sure you bang on that like button as well. Hit that motherfucker right now. Do I watch TalkSport? I guess you mean, do I listen to TalkSport, Abdullah? I do sometimes, although it isn't always great. Rashad, how you doing? Hatem, how you doing? I'm not airing you, don't worry. Shout out from South Africa, says saying, how you doing, mate? Will Paddy ever be coming back to United? Somebody asked and then it moved on. I don't think he will be coming back to Manchester United, not in a playing role anyway. Don't think he's good enough, but wouldn't be surprised to see him come back in the future as an ambassador. What about Luke Shaw? Is he leaving, says Ron? I hope not, and I don't know anything otherwise. I haven't heard if he is or not. Guys, I'm seeing some of you say Stephen Alson is streaming at the same time. I didn't know that was the case. We obviously need to cooperate and communicate a little bit more. I've been doing my streams daily at 8 p.m. So he should have known, I guess. But does he usually do them at 8 p.m? I'm not too sure. Is Wednesdays his thing? I'm not too sure. I don't watch all of Stephen's content, not live anyway. So I'm not too sure. But apologies. You can watch both though. You can watch both. You don't have to watch one and not watch the other. You can watch this one live, watch that one back later. You can watch his one live, watch this one back later. It's all good. Send someone comment, shout out from Barbados. I love Barbados and I love you Bajan Reds. Can't wait to get back out there. Bradley, how you doing, mate? Mendy and Costa to United. Can't see that one happening. Nangalan wouldn't rule out a move to United. To Sebastian, Nangalan would be mint, wouldn't he? Absolute dirty bastard. I'd love him. He'd boil so much piss. Josh, I love you too, mate. Howson obviously has an agenda against me and Kush. It's quite clear he has an agenda. I think for that reason only, and that reason, you should subscribe to Adam McKola TV and help me beat Stephen Howson and his agenda. Howson is not going to read that. Watch Adam live, says Ron. Thank you very much, mate. Who should United sign to part of Eric Bailly, says Harry. It looks like it's going to be Victor Lindelof, if you believe the rumours. I wouldn't mind Michael Keane, and I wouldn't mind Victor Lindelof. I trust Jose Mourinho's judgment. Somebody else said I'm airing him, but again, the comments are moving so quick that I missed them out. James Blay, Zemps. Shout out to Ethiopia, says Simon Bidra. How you doing, mate? Al Doctor's back in the house. Robert Bradley, is Morata good enough? I think he is good enough. Shout out from New Delhi, says Purim. Abdullah just says Hazard. United ain't going to get him. Surely not. Ryan Polton says Diego Costa. Do you remember what happened last time him and Jose Mourinho were at the same club? No, thank you. I don't want that going down at Manchester United. Lennon says Adam Overhausen. He's obviously got sense. WWE fan, thank you for your whole host of comments. I'm seeing them all. Why don't people like Michael Keane, says Daniel. I like Michael Keane. I think he's a talented player. I think he'd do well for Manchester United. We'd have to pay a lot of money compared to what we sold him for. But Jose Mourinho didn't sell him. That was another manager's mistake. And I'm sure we can get over that. I'm sure we can. So, not too concerned me. Muleli. That's a difficult name to say, but I think I said it right. Thank you for getting involved. Relegation next season, says A. Cook. Oh, no. I'm going to sell my season ticket right now, mate. Shout out from my basement, says Gavin. Shout out to Gavin and his basement. James is all the way in Singapore. How you doing, mate? Andy, how you doing? Swapnil, how you doing? Who will be our left back next season? I really do hope it's Luke Shaw. If you hope Luke Shaw is our left back next season, hit that motherfucking like button. I really hope Luke Shaw, A, gets a run of games under his belt, continues playing for Manchester United, and finds form. Because if he finds form, we've got the best left back in the league. It's that simple. Do you guys agree with me? Do you agree with me? Adam says, did I vote Corbyn? I voted Labour, which in turn is a vote for Corbyn. So yes, I did. I'm not in Corbyn's constituency though. But I did vote Labour in the end. Luke Shaw, says Guled. He would like him. Shout out to Josh Connolly. I appreciate you, says Kevin. I appreciate you too, Kevin. And thank you for joining us. Manny Plays, says vote Labour. Yes. If you've still got time and you've got a vote, then go and do it. He keeps getting injured though, Adam, says Ewan. It has been a problem recently, but I do think if he can get... Like, his injuries haven't all been the same injury. I don't think he's really that injury prone. I just think he needs to get over the mentality thing, get a run of games under his belt, build his confidence up, because then I think he'd absolutely smash it. We're closing in on 250 likes at the moment, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. And reminder that the main story is for you guys that have joined us late as well, because we've obviously got more people on now than we did have earlier. The main story for you guys are that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is set to be released by Manchester United. It seems Zlatan will not have his contract extended. There's going to be a list released by Manchester United tomorrow, which will give the clubs, the players that are going to be leaving the club on a free and that have been released. It's usually a whole host of youth players, but on this occasion, it's likely to have Zlatan Ibrahimovic in that list. So Zlatan's set to be released by Manchester United. Denchman Joe, don't worry, we're talking about football and football only. But when comments flip up, I do answer them. I do have to answer them. Yeah, so as I was saying, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is to be released by Manchester United. And Morata, if you believe in the reports in The Guardian, United are set to increase their bid for Morata to £60 million. Big money. But I think he is a decent player. I think he would be a good signing for Manchester United. I think he'd fit in at the club. He's already got a past with Pogba, a past with Jose Mourinho. £60 million is a hell of a lot of money for any player. But you know what? We'll probably earn a lot of money back on him commercially. He's young. He's Spanish. He's got great potential. He already scores goals. So there's all that into the mix. And I think it'd be a decent signing for Manchester United. Although I do agree with you guys saying it's a hell of a lot of money. Al Doctor says, hit that fucking like button. Hit that fucking like button right now. And if you haven't, hit that subscribe button too, because you guys are absolute legends. And I want you guys to get involved every single time we go live. We'll be going live throughout the summer, talking all the latest transfer news, transfer rumours, transfer gossip, transfer bullshit. We'll be talking about them in MUFC Transfer Talk live on Adam McKola TV. If you missed this live, then hit the notifications button so you find out when we are next live. It's usually around 8 p.m. UK time, Monday to Friday, but I'll squeeze in some weekend streams if I can as well. 444 people are still watching at the moment. We've had around 450 throughout the stream. Guys, absolute legends. Thank you for joining me live today. Thank you for watching this back if you haven't watched it live. Thank you for hitting that like button. If you haven't, hit that fucking thing right now. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. And if you haven't, hit that thing right now. We're 30 away from 32,000 subscribers. So hopefully we'll hit that number before we hit June the 9th. But guys, I've been Adam McKola. This has been Adam McKola TV. You guys have been legends. I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here.